Good morning, brothers and sisters African, all the black people around the world. Good day to everybody. I just want to say before I start, just to say, it's very sad, day and night, to follow what's happening and what are happening every day in the continent. But you see, it's just good to go straight inside what I want to say. I just say I feel so sad and I feel pity to all the Africans, because all of us, we should feel shame on ourselves. Because the problem Africa is inside, from long time up to today, is because we accept it. We accept it. But before I start, I just want to say something. Before I left Cameroon, my country, in 1975, to start my journey through Africa up to Europe, North Canada, the States, those days in Cameroon, we have only one university in Yaoundé. Now you go to Cameroon or anywhere in Africa, is university all over the place. It means that from the independence up to today, we have everything you need in Africa. But you see, our own big problem is that it's no country in Africa right now. You have few that start to grow, to raise, that have a real politician. People like to go back to start like people with Lumumba, Sékou Touré, Sankara, there's many more. But I just want to mention those ones that everybody know for sure. It's sad, brothers and sisters, very sad. Because you see, one thing where we don't talk about, when nobody talking about, is the fact that, first of all, we have to understand where our problem lies. I think everybody should understand that our problem is like, mostly in French, Francophone country in Africa, all our leaders, they're Freemasons. All of them. And if somebody can stand up and show me one leader in the Francophone country that are not Freemason, please write me back in the commenting. Comment it back. So I just want to touch that point, because the point that nobody touching. And that's the main point. That's where we have problem in Africa. Our own problem in Africa is there spiritually. Because all these leaders, they sell their soul long time ago to France, England, and America. Because they, in those countries, that's where they have their master, Freemason master. Because they are brothers, they are sisters. So if one president in Africa doing problem, another president can stand up and talk against, because they're in the same groups. They're in the same cult. That's one of the things we have to talk about. And me, today, I just want to say to all the youth in Africa that we are poo-poo in the pants. Because we have to stand up and push all the governments out. They have to, because you, the youth, you own Africa, not those few people in the power. So it's to you to stand up and look at Algeria, look at Tunisia, look at all these places. They stand up and the government know. They're afraid. The same thing in the black part of Africa. We all have to stand up and kick all these leaders out because they are not leaders. They are not leaders. They are the puppet of France, England, United States of America. Look at the black people in America. African people all the time they fight and they want to go to America. If the politician in Africa was smart, they should send all those black people, black kids to America and the ghettos over there to see how we are treated over there. The black people in Africa is the most poor people on the face of the world. And nobody talk about that. People just stand up talking about, oh, American dream. Which type of dream is that? Which American dream? You guys even know what you're talking about? 45 to maybe 45, 50 million Americans. Maybe only 1 million out of this have something nice. Or a little bit something. All the black people. And politicians in Africa, you guys have to be smart, please, my brother. May God bless you and take all this darkness, this evil out of your soul and out of your spirit so you can wake up and stand up and look at your people like people. This is not fair. This is very sad. In this time, this is still going on. This is very bad. Like I said before Africa get out of all this misery, all these layers of politicians have to go because they don't belong to Africa. They are not Africans, and you guys know it. I'm saying the truth. They know it. They are not African. In the French country in Africa, which president ever finish his term and stay home? They always run to Europe. You guys know that. They always run away. Because they done so many bad to people. They rip up the whole country. In this time of COVID-19, the leaders, they're telling to people, you have to buy soap, you have to wash your hands, you have to do this, you have to do that. There's no water, nowhere to be found. And Africa have everything. I don't even have to come back to what people already say, because we know that. I just want to touch the main point. This is sad and very, sometimes, you know, all the time I want to talk about this, I just say, no, maybe why even talking about this? People talking about that every day. But I still feel that I have to come back and put my own share. Because if Africa have to be safe, it's all of us have to do that. You know? Oh, I can't understand it. For me, it's just like, it's so sad, so sad. People will stay in Africa and say, oh, you guys are out. That's why you open your mouth to talk. No, it's not because we are out. Because we are the son and the daughter of Africa. So we have to think about Africa. We always have to think about the goodness of Africa. Lucky for us that God is so good and God loves African people. Because if God didn't love us, you think we should be still alive today? They want to kill all of us so they can come and take all the minerals, take everything that we have. And our politicians are leaders because they train them, they brainwash them, put them in the Freemasonry and say, oh, you guys are the boss, you guys are we are brothers. Okay, so if you do this, do that, we don't say nothing because we are brothers. That's what's happening. So before Africa start to change, brother, all these leaders in place, we have to kick them out. And if they have to kick, it's not by weapons. Just by stand up and say no to them, they will run away. And that is my prayer today. My prayer is that all youth in Africa have to sign and become Pan-Africanism. We have to do that to save the continent and to save ourselves and to save our family, our children, our brothers and sisters. We have to do that. I can't even take it. African, what is our problem? We are there than to see what happened in the big picture. We are there, jealousy. Why me? Why him? Why him? Why him? Why not me? It can't be just you all the time. They have to be others. We have to stop that. We are cruel, man. We are. Some people will say, oh, we are cursed. Like the Professor Lumumba was saying, we are cursed. And I believe him. Cursed because we accept to stand into the madness of our politicians. Africa, like everybody's saying, Africa have everything that this world needs to grow it. All the material, Lord, 70% of all the resources come from Africa. And still is the poorest continent. If you look all around the world, you look like Brazil. They almost exterminate all the black. You look like Argentina, one of the worst countries on the planet. They almost exterminate all the black people there. And we still today, but God, thank God. Like one time, I remember one time I was in Michigan, in the state, in the university, doing some show there. In the end, the children asked me a question. What do you think about blacks, about the slave trade? But I said to them, that's the best thing that happened to black people. They was mad. Then I tell them, no, listen. Because of the slave trade, black people are all over the world now. If the white man stand up and start to bring his weapon to test of Africa, it's not only Africa will stand up to defend Africa. Black people around the world will stand up to Africa to defend Africa. That's the power of God. Now we have Cuba, we have Jamaica, we have Curacao, we have Trinidad, we have all these islands with paradise. They throw away the black people there now. During the slave trade, they throw away the black people, say, oh, that's a bush, that's this, that. Now, those countries, when the Europeans make the money, where they're going to spend it? In those islands in the Caribbean. And if we are leaders, the black people, they were smart. All this money, you take it, build university, build hospital, build your road, find water, put electricity, help your people to grow. And together we grow up to show that, listen, even what you done to us, no problem, but God is good. God is always there with us. But can we do that? No. We take that money, go back to the country, invest there. So we will blame them. We will never blame them. Because after all, it's not even them did it. Those white people today, it's not them, it's their ancestors. So we can't go back to that. Politicians in Africa. Please, politicians, please, listen. Yesterday, it was only one Sekou Touré. It was one Lumumba. It was one Sankara. It was one Kwame Nkrumah. But now, it's millions of Sekou Touré. It's millions of Sankara. It's millions of Kwame Nkrumah. It's millions of Lumumba. Is millions of them. Wanzi Egnes in Cameroon. Uknyombe in Cameroon. It's millions. So please, watch out. Watch out. Western world, watch out. And please, to all the youth in Africa, stand up and go out and kick those politicians out. You have to. You have to. Africa belongs to you. If you want that, you guys have to stand up. Stand up. Girls, boys, time to stand up and kick those people out. We have to kick them and tell them, you belong to where you come from, Europe. Go back. They paint you, you are not real black. Because you go over there to school, they paint you and send you back to be their brothers and sisters. In the Freemason, all this cult. African, stand up. Kick all those politicians out. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Time to have to finish. Dance this. Good. Thanks.